So a couple of days ago, I came across something that I felt like it was really one of those critical pieces of information that I've been needing for a while, and so I wanted to just jump on and share that with you. So I was doing a guided meditation using this app called Waking Up. The app is called Waking Up. So it's just a guided meditation thing, kind of helps you get through these meditation sessions, and this guy's in there kind of telling you different things to try and different ways to stay on track. And he said something that really stuck with me, and it was something like I've been on this kind of journey over the last, I don't know, fucking 15 years or something, of like identifying shit about myself that I don't like and trying to find ways to correct those things and improve on them and things like that. And one of the things that I've been I've been actively working on lately is trying to be less focused on shit I have to do and being stressed out about shit that's coming up and being more present in the moment. And I know, like, you see all these fucking memes like, oh, live like this day like it's your last, and, you know, be in the moment, all this like shit. And I get it. I agree with it, but I don't know how to fucking implement that. And I even heard this one, I think it was on a podcast, where the guy was saying, he broke it down in a really great way. And he said that, you know, now is really all that you have when you think about it. You can't actually do shit in the future, and you can't do correct shit that's already happened. The future hasn't happened. The past is already gone. So really all you have is like the very moment that you're alive or existing right now, like right this millisecond is all you really have. And so even with that information, I still couldn't get myself to like not be tripping on all the shit that I have to do and all the shit that's coming up and, you know, all this different shit, like stressful things. I'm in this like transition period with my business where I'm trying to do all these things and grow, and it's fucking stressful. So to the point, what the guy said in the guided meditation, and this is when it finally clicked, he said, imagine that what you're doing right now is all you have to do. And you don't have to do any of the other shit that, I mean, he didn't cuss. I'm just speaking in my own language, but, you know, imagine you don't have to do any of the bullshit that you got coming up. Imagine none of the shit that nothing else is on your plate. All you have to do right now is what you're doing right then. And so I almost missed it. So like when he said it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try that. And so I was like, okay, well, imagine if the only thing I have to do is this 20-minute session, this 20-minute meditation session. And so at that moment when I did that, I actually believed it, you know, that was all I had. That was all that was on my plate, this little 20-minute meditation session. And the fucking crazy thing happened was I felt like all this like shit just peeled off of me and just floated away. Like, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it was like a literal weight lifted off me. Like, you hear that shit all the time, but like I've never really experienced it like this. And it was like such a huge contrast. Like I know that I carry a lot of stress around. I know I carry a lot of, I guess you could call it like unhappiness to a certain degree. Like I'm not happy with a lot of shit that's going on around me and things that I see in the world. And that shit, you know, kind of drags me down. And I kind of carry that stuff with me. And then, you know, the whole stress of all the shit that I have to take care of, that's always been something like, you know, dreading, I have to do this and I have to call this person and I have to do all of that stuff like that. I feel like that's always been something that's been with me. And so at that moment, like I believed in what I was doing. I believed that that is all I had to do right then. And the fucking contrast between the shit that I was carrying and the shit lifted off, like there was like a lightness, or I don't know what the fuck term to use, but it was like, it was an incredible feeling. So when that happened, I was like, okay, how can I replicate this? How can I tune into this and figure out how to maintain this and how to pull from this and bring this back into my everyday life? And so throughout the not throughout the session, but like right after that, I started thinking, and it dawned on me. I was like, well, fuck, man, this is all I have to do right now because I've carved out this 20-minute session. So all of these sessions, when I say I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes, I've never actually stopped. I've never said like, oh, 8 minutes, I'm good, you know? So in reality, that is all I have to do because I can't do the shit that I'm going to do later today because it's not fucking later today. It's now. It's this is literally all I have to do. And so I realized, I was like, what the fuck, man? How have I not been living like this? You know, like the shit that I'm doing right then is all I have to do because I can't do the shit that's coming up later. I can't redo the shit that has already been done. This is all right now is it. So I believe it. And I don't know. It's just crazy. Like this is such a, it would have been so easy to miss that. So I think there's another lesson, at least for me, to pay the fuck attention because like that could have very easily just blown right past me. A lot of times I do those meditation sessions and I'll just drift off into some other random thoughts and thinking about shit and just kind of miss what the guy says. So I'm very grateful that part caught me because I honestly feel like that little tiny bit of information, that one sentence that the guy said, or however many, I'm assuming, I don't remember, is possibly something that's going to change my life for the better because I've started implementing it into different things. So like another issue that I've been having lately is if I wake up in the middle of the night, and this is something like that's happened on and off, like I'll go through periods in my life where I can wake up in the middle of the night and go back to sleep, no problem. Now's not one of those times. So like if I wake up in the middle of the night, it's really hard for me to get back to sleep because as soon as I wake up, my fucking mind just turns on and starts thinking about all kinds of shit. All this shit. How am I going to get this done? How am I going to do this? How am I going to deal with that? And it's hard for me to turn that off. When I found this little bit of information in this meditation session, that shit worked really well because, and this, you know, is something my dad told me too when I was going through this when I was a lot younger, a really long time ago. And I brought it up to my dad and I was like, man, I just wake up and I'm just totally stressed out and I can't sleep. And then I start stressing about the fact that I can't sleep and that I have all this shit to do tomorrow and I'm not going to get enough sleep. My dad told me something cool. He said, yeah, I used to have that happen. But then I just remind myself, like, well, am I going to fucking get up and start working on this shit at 3:00 in the morning? I'm not. So I might as well just relax, you know, and stop worrying about it. And that's great. It worked to a certain degree. But back to the thing, this imagine that this is all you had to do. That was a good trigger even for those things. So when I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would start stressing and I'd remind myself, I'm like, this is all that I have to do right now. All that I have on my plate right now is sleeping. That's all I have to do. I don't have to do all that shit that I'm worried about later. All I have to do right now is sleep. So it's a simple tool that really was just such an eye opener for me. I figured might as well talk about it. This doesn't really have anything to do with graffiti, but if you know why we're doing this, the point of this is to share information that helps people improve themselves. Like I didn't make this thing up. I utilized it. I found a great amount of value from using this bit of information. So I want to share that out to the graph culture because our goal is to help improve the graph culture by helping graffiti writers improve themselves. And I honestly think that if you're having any of these kind of issues, you're tripping about shit that happened in the past, shit that happened in the future, if you can honestly get to yourself to the point where you believe that right now is all that you have to deal with. Right now, whatever it is, focus on that shit. I feel like it could be a game changer for you too. All right.
Appreciate each and every one of you guys who are supporting the cause and continue to spread the love. And yeah, stay up.